Welcome to the Playful Life podcast. I'm your host, Crystal. Growing up, I struggled with my weight, self-confidence, and body image, and like many in my teens, I developed an eating disorder. I battled codependent behavior, and it all affected my mental health. As the years went by, I learned and grew in healing, and I found serenity, really in empowering others to let go of their pasts and to embrace their own leadership in their health and well-being. Now it is my mission as a coach, author, speaker, and podcast host to inspire and empower you to live your best, most playful life. On this podcast, you will hear from our guests about their personal struggles and breakthroughs in their health, careers, and relationships. You'll also receive tips, knowledge, and inspiration to tackle your own health goals and start living the dreams on your heart. Ready? Let's play. Pursuing what you're passionate about in your life and going full force on that really takes a lot of courage. And I love this conversation with Sherman Gilbert, the founder of 24 Fit Meals, because he really exudes just courage and confidence when it comes to knowing your mission in life, right? Knowing what you want and how you're meant to show up in the world and help others. And he really is a heart-centered entrepreneur. And I am so shocked in such a wonderful way to meet somebody else who honestly has so many different passions, just like I do, and wants to take all those passions and roll them into, one way to serve the world. And it's always great to partner with people who are like-minded and truly lead with their heart and lead with that compass pointing towards God and pointing north. So I really hope you enjoy this conversation I had with Sherman, and I'm so excited for all of the ways that we are partnering to make this nation, this world, a healthier place. Hello, Sherman.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. Excellent. How are you?
Good. Sun's shining, so I can't complain, right?
I know. Yeah. Do you think you'll get out on the lake today?
I'm trying to. That's the game plan. Get everything
Yeah.
done and go enjoy the weather a little bit because we have had some cloudy days.
I know. Yeah. So, that's the whole theme of the show, right? Is living the playful life. And that is, you figured it out, Sherman. Getting out on the lake and having your business and being able to play and have fun with your family is just the coolest to me. The
Yeah,
coolest. So,
yeah, definitely think everything's balanced, right?
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So our audience knows a little bit about this. I know this is sort of a way to make it more public and tell more people. But I, as Crystallized Health Advisors, have joined forces with 24 Fit Meals and what you're doing, and so grateful for the opportunity to be health coaching and sort of making that connection with people who are looking for healthy meals and saying, okay, let's get you on the right track and do more for their health. So it's been an exciting journey so far. We're just getting started.
Yep.
So kind of like I said, I'd love to know, I kind of know the story, but let's just tell people maybe that might not know how you came into the whole meal prep industry. And I know it's so much more than that, but just sort of your background, how you got there, what inspired you, your story, Sherman.
Yeah, so it started over. I've been doing this now for the company's been established about 5 years, going to our fifth year, and a lot has changed with over that time frame. But the reason why I kind of landed in our lap was previous. I was a trainer for years, got a lot of people on a lot of health goals, but the nutrition part was where it was struggling the most. And I felt like the fitness was kind of the easy part, but then when people look back and they realize 80% was a lot of had to do with the nutrition, that was the missing key. And so we kind of went to a lot of fitness expos, started seeing things pop up. Everyone's familiar with HelloFresh and stuff like that, like Blue Apron. And that kind of is when everything started taking a turn, when the food industry started really reaching out to people and showing people, look, we can help you with healthy meals and save you time. and make it convenient for you and your family. And then when we jumped on board, it was kind of like, all right, Northwest Indiana had nothing like this. Kind of was kind of becoming new, and so we started, with a couple of our clients. We actually was like, hey, look, this is a great opportunity to help you with your nutrition. So we started meal prepping for them, and then me, I'm just always been a go-getter. Like, hey, if this can help them, this can help thousands. And I kind of really jumped on board and started going out to gyms and talking to a lot of local owners and start getting our services out there. And before I knew it, we had a website. It was delivering all over Northwest Indiana, Illinois, and excited that it kept growing. But at the same time, it was the passion came from just knowing that health. I got into health, I guess, if I kind of go backwards a little bit more. The reason why I got into exercise science was because of my mom. So my mom, she was 65. She had a heart condition. She lived a very long life, but they said because of helping her with nutrition, helping her with exercise, helping her prolong her life, that was the goal that kind of got me into this turning point of getting into fitness. And then the nutrition part was just an extra element. And that was just really exciting to kind of start helping people and see a lot of people's lives change through that. So that's kind of like where we're at now. Fast forward to we're servicing all of Northwest Indiana. We're looking at Indianapolis, Chicagoland area. I was just in Naperville the other day, and it's just exciting to see this journey just keep growing and keep helping people. And that's been our main mission.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I think, when people are heart-centered entrepreneurs, right? And you're doing this, we talked about this, right? We're not necessarily even trying to sell people on something. We're like providing a service, a healthy alternative to going out and eating crap food all the time. And, we really, you saw a need, you filled it, and now, God is sort of like bringing people into your life that need to be connected with it. And so I love that because I think knowing your story just helps people understand more and more why you're in it, why you're doing it, and that speaks very highly, I think, of the whole mission for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And it feels good at the end of the day when people are actually applying their rating us, I guess what I would say, like leaving back their feedback, because we're not just on our platform, we're teaming up with a lot of individuals, and that's something that we could talk about too, but it's just reaching out to more people. So one of the companies we reached out to and we partnered with for a while now is Market Wagon, and they're providing local farmers market items online and helping a lot of individuals get healthier options that's local, and providing that local services. That's been key too, because we're just not out to be a big company. We're been started, focusing on what our neighbors and our surrounding areas, and really helping Northwest Indiana in that part. And that's been our main mission. It's just to help people that are local, giving them something that they can quickly use for their families, because I see a lot of parents utilizing it because they cook for their kids or whatever, or they're out running around doing errands, got sports. There's just so many more things that people are doing now, that being able to pop a prepared meal in a microwave to save them the time and energy and still eat healthy on the go, that's been a lifesaver for some people. And that's what I really admire about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, like making it tangible that I think for me growing up, my mom definitely could have used a service like this, but I think it was always this idea of like, oh, that's only for rich people, or that's only for, the people who live in some fancy neighborhood have a personal chef service or meal prep service or something. But I mean, it's just not the case. And, when you look at the quality that you're getting, I mean, that's make this a commercial, but like honestly, it's affordable, and it's people are going out and ordering food out anyway. And I think, during COVID and stuff, especially, people got really into things like DoorDash and, things like that. And so, I mean, it's a great transition from that, like, okay, stop ordering from Wendy's and start ordering from 24 Fit Meals, and just adjusting that lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, that's been the big adjustment. Just once people see that they can afford it, because like you mentioned, you talked about a lot of like I guess we do have higher end clientele that get that hire on chefs, and actually that's how some people found us. It was like, well, I was just looking for somebody that could be a chef, and I would hire, and they would make our meals. But then I stumble upon you guys, and it's very affordable, and they like it because we have a lot of options, and that's one thing that we thrived about too. Is like our taste, being fresh, being very like something that when you eat it, you know is coming from a good chef. You know, we're not just putting something together where it's like sloppy joes or something. It's really good products that we thrive on, and people love it. So once they try it and they love it, they just become long-term customers with us, and they love our customer service because we really thrive on that. We're not just sitting here trying to provide a service. We're really trying to provide a community support system for people that, oh wow, this is more. And that's why I'm excited to team up with you, because you're bringing a lot to the table with just knowing that, wow, there's just somebody that really cares on the other side. It's just not me ordering through a big company, and nothing against Amazon, but people
Right.
will never talk to somebody hands-on through Amazon like they would order from us, and knowing that, oh, it's coming from somebody that we can talk to. They take care of us. They have great customer service. And that's been going back to our reviews. I love when customers leave us reviews because we thrive on that. One lady, she actually said that her kids love to eat the meals too. So it's like, it's not just her, she's providing some fresh meals for her kids. And that's huge. I mean, and one of the things that they had a project at school, and I had to mention this because she sent me a picture of it, and her daughter put, what's your favorite meal? And she put 24 fit meals. And right there, you know, you're seeing that you're affecting kids too. So, and I guess that was an eye turner for me, because I was just like, oh my God, it's not just the parents this is good for. These are for kids. And we've been thriving, and we really would hope to bring that more kids options to the menu. Our protein bites our peanut butter bites has been one of our number one sellers for kids too, because it's a good protein snack. It's local, it's well balanced, and I know my daughter loves it. So it's just great products, like I said.
Yeah. And, as a kid who struggled with weight issues and health and everything, like having, that example around as a kid is just so important. I feel like I learned the hard way, how to eat well and balanced and fresh and local and, all those things. And, partially because maybe when I was a kid, this wasn't around, these options weren't really there. So that's incredible that kids are, into it. And at the very least, like you said, sort of seeing, okay, I know mom's busy or I'm eating this, but like just seeing those things. Actually, before this, I recorded a podcast with my friend Denise, and she said something, the quote she had was that the best teaching or the best way to learn is to watch the masters at work or something, right? So it's like, that's always sort of how we learn, is by watching somebody else do it first. And, getting into those healthy habits and stuff young is so awesome. So how cool is
Yeah.
that? I didn't know that, kids are, that's so cute, that story about the kid at school.
Yeah, and you never know who you're affecting. You know, it goes deeper than we think it is, and sometimes it's just saving lives. Sometimes it's people getting off of medication. I know you're working with doctors and stuff, and that's been one of my goals, is to get into the community health, like the healthcare system more, because I think, people realize that they can get off of medicine if they do have the right nutrition, and if they can start seeing that and realize that, wow, I just changed up my diet a little bit. I start eating some more of this, and they'll start seeing more results in their health alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, food is medicine, and
Hmm.
it can make or break things. And I mean, it's so funny because I think a lot of people think, oh, like the word diet, or oh, I'm going to be depriving myself so much if I have to change these habits or whatever. It's like for some reason people just think it's so hard to give up, that like comfort or food or whatever. And it's just shifting what you're eating. It's not like you're not going to be eating anything, or I don't know. I think just the mindset around it is so tricky. And so, you being committed to having like the taste in the meals, and like we've talked about this, like we love food,
Yeah,
like
I love
I
food.
love, right? Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, I would never give that up again.
And I think you hit a point. I think it's all in moderation. So like as a trainer for years, I always told people it's not like I don't like the word diet, because when people think of diet, they think, oh my God, it's like work. They think,
Mm.
oh, it's like going to work. I don't like working. I don't like diets. If you start looking at it, it's more of a lifestyle that you all you're doing is supplementing in better meals. If it's just baby steps, I tell people if you start with what's just a meal a day of ours and supplement that in, that could be a life changer. It doesn't have to be 3 meals a day. It doesn't have to be 2 meals a day. And that's why we thrive like on so many different options. We don't just tell people, look, you have to order a minimum of this. No, people love us because we don't have to. You don't have to sign up with a subscription with us. So when people order, it could be anywhere from 4 meals, 6 meals, whatever it is in their lifestyle. So it fits their lifestyle in a point where they're like, okay, this week I'm just ordering just meals for lunch or dinner. And then people like for morning time, we're actually teaming up with a company called Overnight Oats. So speaking of overnight oats,
Oh,
I love it because it's like it's quick, convenient. You just put in a shaker cup, and you have a quick like breakfast in the morning, or if you're on the go, it's just giving you the right nutrition. And then for lunch, like I said, we provide lunch and dinner options, and we have protein snacks now with those bites. We're teaming up with another company to provide juices so people can get more and more options. And I think that's people why people love our company, because we're not just trying to provide one service. We want to be able to provide more services to fill more needs and to give people more options. Because down the road, I mean, you might not like certain things, and that's why we change it up. So our meals do change every 90 days. We try to switch it up. We do keep our classic meals because people like them. So it's all about options. And that's what I want people to understand. It's not a diet, it's just a lifestyle. You're just trying to fill in those gaps that where you feel like you lack, versus driving to McDonald's or Wendy's because you didn't pack or make dinner, knowing
right.
that you have a meal at home that you can eat that's fresh for a week, or you can freeze it up to 30 days is a great option.
Yeah, absolutely. And with my clients, I always talk about like the tools in the tool belt, and when you're trying to make any kind of change in life or learn any kind of new skill, right? Like learning a healthy lifestyle is really like it takes some work, right? It's like learning a new language or a new subject in school, or, people are, I think we get to this certain point in adulthood and we're like, well, I already know everything I'm going to know. And, we're sort of afraid to take on that challenge of like, okay, I got to learn something new now, So I think this is like 24 fit meals and like meal prep is sort of like the cliffs notes to being able to sort of learn these healthy lifestyle habits. And it's okay if you every time you've cooked broccoli it turns out horrific and you don't want to eat it, like that might not be your jam, like get some help, right?
Yeah.
Like when you hire a trainer, right, that you might not know how to run properly, how to squat properly, how to lift properly, but you ask somebody to help you learn those things, and it's not, eventually you'll take the training wheels off, maybe, but it's okay if you want to ride a tricycle your whole life, right?
No, you're right. I mean, you said it's baby steps, getting to really, instead of trying to learn everything by yourself, because that's very time consuming. And one thing I learned as I get older, we don't have that many hours in a day to do everything. So meal prepping alone, that'll take a whole Sunday. When I could be out there with my 9-year old enjoying life and then having meals just delivered to me, it's so convenient. The biggest word we get from everyone is that this has been the most convenient part of my life. It's been less frustrating than going shopping, knowing what you have to do. I mean, if you can budget exactly where you spend at the grocery store, I guarantee you walk away and you can get a whole week of meals the same way. So it's been great to help people, because then they don't have to worry about dinner every night. I mean, there's a lot of stress that comes to it, and I get it, and that's why we decided to do this company, was because we want to relieve as much stress as possible. And by having us to have just meals here and there available, great. And like I mentioned, we don't do subscriptions, but people are getting on meal plans now because they want the extra help. They want, that's why we teamed up with you, is because we know that people want that coaching, because sometimes they need that. I'm still a trainer. I still get a lot of people that just want me to hold them accountable. And sometimes you need that. You need a coach or a teammate or somebody in your life that helps you along the way. So
Yeah, absolutely. And forgot where I was gonna go with this, but oh, like having that help along the way, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
like, just oh, there it was, the time factor, right? So, like, I don't think people realize really how much time is a commodity, more so than money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you really, really ask somebody, what do you want? It wouldn't be money, it wouldn't be stuff, it wouldn't be, a nice car or a big house or whatever. It would be time. It would be, I want time, I want freedom, I want to be able to get up and go when I want, spend time with my family, go on vacation, right? Like all these things, I think it really boils down to that like idea of like freedom and just like having that time to do what you want. And if cooking and meal prep and that isn't your jam, then meal prep is definitely a awesome option. And not only that, but like let's talk about the time that gets extended onto your life, like the quality of that time, the amount of that time that you get to live on this earth. And the things like you have a daughter, maybe she'll get married someday, right? Like knowing that you're gonna cut a rug with her at her wedding and walk her down the aisle and just like be there to see those moments. Like, people need to start thinking about that even when they're young, that
It's true. Yeah,
prolonging.
time you don't get back, right? Money you can always make. And I just did a quote the other day and I talked about that. It's like, take your vacation, spend your time wisely because time is short. It's never guaranteed. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. So if I knew that I could spend every time with my family or going out doing stuff, and if it was simple, anything that could be less stressful, and I can add that into my life, if it's meal prepping, having like meals delivered to me, because we're one of those people that I've tried everything. I even like I'm actually gonna try out HelloFresh just because I like to try out new things and I like to experience new companies. And we always are like that. Like we're like, let's try this out because, like you said, time you can't get that back, but the experience you can always keep and the memories you can always keep. And I feel like when it comes down to money, what you value yourself versus what you're doing, because everyone's working a 9 to 5 job or 40 hours or whatever they have to do because they have to. But if you add on time to cook and time for this, I mean, time's very short. You only get 24 hours in a day. So I always tell people you gotta like prioritize your time. What do you value your time? And that's what it comes down to when I coach people is like, would you rather get results faster? And I compare it to a car. It's like if you drive a car and your gauge is not working, right? You don't know how fast you're going. Or same thing with food. When you fill up your car, it's like putting gas in your tank. If your gauge doesn't work, you don't know how much gas you have in your tank. That's not a good thing. So as coaches, and one thing I always believed in is like if someone can provide you these services, it's like your gauges in your car, then it's going to help you along the way. So use the services that are out there for people, and at least try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but not everything works. But I always tell people it doesn't hurt to try it because you never know it might change your life. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, it's just like those simple decisions that we make that can be life changing, right? To say like, oh
Simple.
wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know this was could be so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that. It's just turning a key. I mean, simple things that people don't realize. Everyone makes choices every day, right? We all make a choice to get up, be mad, be sad, right? It's a
Yep.
choice. Everything we do in life is a choice. So I tell people you can get up, be happy, start out your day right, go for a walk, whatever it is. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want progress. We all want to be happy. I don't think people wake up and they're like, I want to be mad today. I don't think that ever happens. If it does, I'm scared of you because I don't think that's something that you like, oh yeah, today I'm going to just be angry. I'm not going to have a good day. But people naturally go into that negative mindset. So they think, oh man, I have to go to work. So what happens? If they don't like their job, I'm not saying that everyone is like that, but some people will just wake up, they don't like their job or whatever it is. I get it, but it's all starts with your choice. It's just a choice you make. So it's a choice that you wake up, you have your stuff ready, you go to the gym, you go for a walk, you do something, hang out with your family. It's all a choice. So That's why I would
Yes.
tell people with 24 fit meals, we leave it for you for a choice. We don't ever want people to think that they're stuck.
Mhm.
We're here as an extra service, just like anything. You know, if you had a pool, you would hire a pool service to help your pool, right? So you want a clean pool. I don't think you want a dirty pool. So you would actually hire someone to come do that. We're the same thing. We're just providing you a service for your health, you know, to help you along the way. And I think if people start looking at it like that, where, oh, it's not just some meal prep company, it's a company that's really, oh, it might help me.
Yeah.
You know, the people might be there to help me. And if this can change my life, I've been thinking about this because I swear to God, there's been people on the fence every day. I know people are on the fence because we see how many people go to our website and we see how many people fill out our forms and we see every day people are like right there. They're like, oh, I want to do this, but they're scared. And they're only scared because they don't know they're stopping themselves because the only fear you have is yourself. That's the only fear we fear. And it's like, if you get over that fear of like trying something new, trust me, it's like me. I don't know if I'll ever skydive. That's my biggest fear. It's like, I love roller coasters. I love trying new things. I just got my daughter a new scooter. And these, I mean, I'll try new things all the time. But some things I fear. Like I went snorkeling for the very first time, and I'm looking at sharks, and I'm like, I'm overcoming fears, but I realize fear is only your imagination. So I think if people get over that and just like try something new, you never know what's going to change today. And if they get that from this whole podcast, if they were like, oh, well, I'm going to try to overcome my fear today because that's something I got from this, hey, it's a win because you're going to feel good if you do. So that's all I can say.
I love that. Yeah, we've had this conversation, right? But yeah, there's so much growth that happens on the other side of your comfort zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, just that unknown territory. Well, I don't know. I've never done this. I don't know anybody who's ever done this. And so we just like go, well, okay, I guess that's not for me, right? But yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much life to be lived, and it's so sad to see people who are just stuck in a rut every day, thinking that they just have no choices, they have no power, they have, I mean, yeah, some things we can't control, but like, I think when you shine light on, those things that are in your control and those things you can make a choice about, it's uncomfortable for people because then they go, oh, okay, guess I have to make a change now.
It's true though. Everything you do in life, you can be comfortable or you can be uncomfortable. But one thing I learned that when you're uncomfortable, that's when you're growing. You don't grow when you're comfortable. You don't ever grow. So I compare a lot of things back to exercise because that was my biggest thing that I did was like the reason why I do fitness. And people like, if you always ask me, why did you just become a trainer? Well, two things to help people, but the other thing was to help myself because on the other side of, like I said, fear, but the same thing when you're doing weights, it's like you have to get uncomfortable to get results. It's not like you can't just lift 5 pounds and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life. It's progression. So your goal is to go up to 10 pounds and go up because that's the only way you're gonna get progress and that's how you're gonna get to your goals. And it's the same thing with everything in life. You gotta make progress equals happiness they talk about. So I don't know, I really think that this is a great opportunity for people to kind of venture off, try new things. I hope if they get anything from this is that 24 Fit Meals was here just to help people if they wanted to change their lifestyle or live a healthier life. I mean, it just healthier life, it can change a lot. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. And yeah, I'm excited to just have this opportunity to reach more people too, and that's why I think we get along so well because we're so aligned with why we're doing this, right? Our mission
mm-hmm.
and our heart-centered focus of just wanting to help people and share the good news that life is to be lived, and it's there is a healthy horizon out there. So yeah, like I said, grateful for the opportunity to join forces with you.
Same
Um,
here.
so let's tell people where they can find you and get just a feel for 24 Fit Meals, or just all the ways we can connect.
So we have different ways of actually getting our meals, I guess. So our website is 24fitmeals.com. So they can simply go online, order home delivery, pick up. They can choose either one. What's nice about those two services that they don't have to order any certain amount. I think for home delivery, there's a $50 minimum just because of the delivery side. But pickup, you can pick up in several locations. So within Northwest Indiana, we teamed up with a lot of retail locations like Capital Nutrition in Schererville. Um, so depending on where they want to pick up at, they can see that on our website under pickup locations. Um, I think for the most part, I tell people like if they just want to try it out, we do like to offer promo codes. So we always say use save 15 all caps, and I'll give them 15% off just to try it out. With that trying out part, they just want to see if they like it. That's great. And then if it's something that they really want to dive into and make it a lifestyle, definitely team up with us because we're offering the health coaching with you. They're also offering just meal plans alone. So if they just want some type of service where they don't have to worry about it, they can just have an auto fulfill system, go online, select a meal plan, and we take care of everything for them. So those are a couple options. Definitely, we try to make it as easy as possible just for people to go and try things out.
Awesome. Yeah. And I will link that, in the show notes and everything here below. So I love it. And, for anybody who's maybe across the world or, in a different state or something listening now, I mean, the virtual coaching, it's virtual, it's online, so you can get hooked up with me in that way. And then, at some point, I know we've talked about sort of expanding this to be outside of just, our local area here. So it's exciting to see that. So definitely get tapped in, guys, because we've got blogs, we've got, a fun community too that you can get tapped into for just some support, even if you're not maybe getting the meals delivered to your house if you're in Colorado, but you could still be, connected with us in that way. So that's what I love about this too.
Yeah, exactly. And there's other, like we said, we support other meal prep companies. So we have different meal prep companies. If they are like interested, well, you guys deliver to, like you said, Colorado. If they reach out to us, we definitely give them a referral to one of our other meal prep companies that we do work with because we have connections with different meal prep companies all over the United States, which is great. Some companies ship nationwide, and we always try to refer you to. We've done this a lot of times where we refer people to other meal prep companies that can service their area, and they love it because we're not just here to help our community. Like I said, we are here to help everyone because we all need that, that support system, and that's one thing that's been our mission is just to help people along their journey.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, I learned something new. That's great. Cool. Well, thanks, Sherman. I appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure when we get together, and it seems like we could always just talk for hours and hours because we have so much in common, and just love what we're doing. And I see that in you, that you have a passion for this. It's not just some business idea you had to make some money or whatever. Like, you really truly believe in what you're doing, and you're passionate about it and passionate about helping people. So I think God is blessing you for that. So thank you. I want to honor that about you.
No, and I'm super excited that we got to cross paths. I truly believe that people are putting your life for a reason, and I think for our journey, it's just getting started. And I think we can help a lot of people out there, and I hope a lot of people can get to see who you are because you do bring a good heart to people, and I think people need that in this world that we live in. Getting just out of COVID, and it's still not over. And I tell people, health alone, they don't talk about this enough, but if you start taking care of your health, you'll be surprised how long you can live. And I think that's been our main mission, is to help people in these times of need right now.
Yeah.
If they go back to just changing a lifestyle, they'll see there's been a huge amount of improvements for people's health. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
incredible. I love it. I love it. Get healthy, people. Come on. All the resources are out there. Just reach out and grab them.
It's easier now than ever. I tell people that there's so many more resources than we ever had, just with the internet alone. So they can Google it and they'll be shocked. There's so many. I don't know how many times I use my Google every day. I have the whole Google set up in my house, and I'll Google everything. And people are like, you use Google all the time, but that's been our lifesaver. People realize there's so many answers out there. They just have to ask the right questions.
Mhm.
and not try to figure it out on their own, because I know I don't have enough time to try to figure everything out on my own. I want it quick, I want it
Right?
simple, and I think most Americans do. I mean, that's why the fast food industry kept growing. They're never going away because they want quick and convenient. And I swear my number one mission is see help for every fast food company out there, there should be a health food company out there too. And that can
Amen.
happen. We actually are helping change this government system that we live in. And that's one thing that I hope we can do, is help people understand that it's all about balance. Because don't get me wrong, I love my, give me some deep dish pizza, Chicago style. And the next day though, I can't have that every day.
Right?
So
Exactly.
it's just moderation. I mean, I'm not
Exactly.
saying get rid of any of that, because trust me, I would love my deep dish pizza. That's one thing I love about Chicago, but just in moderation, that's all it
Mhm.
is.
Exactly. Exactly. Not about deprivation, just about dedication to that goal every day.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Well, thank you again, Sherman. This has been amazing. Get connected with us. Look it up, 24fitmeals.com. All the links are down below in the show notes. And get connected with us and check out what we got going on, because we're just getting started.
Exactly, exactly.
Watch out,
So,
world.
yes, here we come, 2021. Here we go.
All right. Well, thanks again. And we'll talk later.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. If someone you love would benefit from this message, please, please share this podcast with them. And if you want more out of your life, not just surviving every day, but you want to truly thrive, visit me at crystallizedhealthadvisors.com or on Facebook to schedule your free dream strategy call with me today. Do not hesitate any longer. Life is short, and I want you to truly live the playful life. I will see you next time, and as always, stay playful.